For everyone that's tuning in, I was just using this protection sage to cleanse my cards. The protection sage is right here. I don't know if you all can see any of the smoke, but I was using it to cleanse my cards and cleanse my spirit board. All right. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in to the reading produced by Black Spectrum Network. Click the subscribe button and the bell button to get the latest updates on this channel. You can purchase a private psychic reading by going to blackspectrumnetwork.com. If you want spiritual guidance to learn how to work with your ancestors, or you're interested in deepening your spiritual experiences, subscribe to our Patreon. You can get these and other videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date. That's patreon.com/Black Spectrum Network. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into this R. Kelly reading. So just give me 1 second and I'm going to shuffle my tarot cards. All right. So the first question that we have for R. Kelly is, how did the Cook County Police Department acquire the new sex tape? Okay, so what I'm getting here is that the Cook County Police Department had a really difficult time trying to get the sex tape. They've been having a they've been investigating R. Kelly for years, and they've been trying to find something. They've been trying to find something that's going to stick, something that's going to allow for credible and very serious charges to stick to him, because I get the card for strife in his house of spiritual challenges. But I'm seeing that I'm seeing that the Cook County Police Department got this tape because someone hacked R. Kelly. It's like either someone took a video. And it's not like, I don't get that this is exactly like a tape. I get that this is like these are like cell phone videos that are strung together. I feel very much like it's video. I feel like it's video footage, but I don't feel like this was a cam recorder per se. But I do feel like one thing that they had to do was they had to pay someone to acquire this tape. I also see that there was some hacking involved, and I don't think that the Cook County Police Department had the resources to do this. I feel more of like this was the FBI investigating R. Kelly, and then they handed over the tape. But I'm also seeing here that they are trying their damnedest to make sure that they can prove that this is R. Kelly in the tape, because they know that it's him. And they're able to see that it's him, but they are really trying to they have like some hardcore evidence that this is R. Kelly, I feel like R. Kelly's name is being said, like Robert, like they hear him saying Robert in this particular footage. And I get that this footage is from the mid 2000s. I don't think that this is these are old tapes, but I saw the charges, and I saw that, they said that 4 of the women, he's charged with 10 different crimes against 4 women. But I get that the tape in question that I think it was Michael Avenatti He was talking about it. I get that this was like the mid 2000s. Another thing that I'm saying is that there's a woman that helped them to. I think it's the girl that's in the video is going to testify and say that that's her in the video. And I get that she's older now. She may be 22 or 23 now, but I get that she's like mid 20s, and I'm saying that she's under heavy protection. R. Kelly is not going to be able to get to her. I see that typically, yeah, he does try to use intimidation tactics to keep people from reporting what he's done to the police. But I see that this person's protected, and R. Kelly's not even exactly sure who it is on the tape because he hasn't seen it. They haven't shown it to him. They're also saying that the Cook County Police Department is still trying to gather facts around the case. So they're still doing a lot of investigative work. So their case is not firmly, it's not going to be a firm, okay, he's guilty as of right now. Because they're trying to cover all their bases. And I also get that they want to drag this out a little bit and smear him more in the court of public opinion so that this can work to persuade the jury. That works in their favor. I see as another thing. Because in the House of Hidden Advantages here, they have more on R. Kelly. And they have a lot on R. Kelly. They don't just have this tape. They also have evidence of him not complying. It's like they have evidence of him committing financial crimes as well. I'll say that. They have evidence of him committing financial crimes as well. And it's like they're trying to pin those on him as well. So and it's like the financial crimes, they may be a little bit trumped up, but they are trying to figure out how to come at him from many different angles. So they're like, you're going to go to jail for something. We're going to get you on something. And they're going to be victorious. So R. Kelly is going to go to jail for one of these charges, at least one of these charges. Okay, he's going to go to jail for at least one of them. I get that it may be 2 or 3. I get more around like 2 or 3, and I don't get more than 3 of the charges sticking. And I get that the ones that stick are all going to be related to the videotape. So in regards to the video, but I'm not saying that. Okay, so what I'm not saying is that, okay, so there are probably about 2 or 3 charges related to this videotape specifically, and because there's this videotape, those charges are probably going to stick. And then I also see here where the police department is also wanting other people. They're wanting other people that are involved too. So there are going to be other charges being filed. But these people that are arrested, I don't know if it's going to be as well known that these people aren't well known. It's like everybody's focusing on R. Kelly, but let's say he has a henchman named Sugar Ray, and Sugar Ray is, well known in Chicago. So it's like, on the streets, people may know that Sugar Ray, has some charges coming for him, or he, got locked up. But they're also hoping they're not trying to give him a plea deal, but they are hoping that they can get R. Kelly to say things that will incriminate other people. Because they're like, okay, we got you on this tape, but they also have him on other charges as well, and he's gonna have to testify against those other charges unrelated to the tape, and I think that he could end up incriminating other people if he does. Okay, so we're gonna go on to the next question for R. Kelly. And my next question for R. Kelly is, I want to know how are R. Kelly's finances, and then I want to know what was going on, or what was going on in his mind when he got arrested for these charges. Okay, as far as R. Kelly's finances go, the main thing that I'm seeing here is that there have been payouts to tons and like not tons. There have been payouts to about, I'd say, around maybe 20-ish women that are older, like late 20s, early 30s. Like he's been paying them money to stay silent. And I see that that's been his biggest challenge, is like constantly having to make money to keep these other women satisfied and silent. And he still, in some way, he still cares about these women in some way. He's still like, y'all are still family. So if they keep in contact with him, he will try to, reach out and help them. But there's so many women that he can't really help them all or finance them all. So another thing is that he's having a hard time right now trying to just stay on top financially. So he used to have a lot of money, and he's really working with pennies now, and it's all because he has refused to settle down, get married, and I'm also seeing here where it's like he could have lived a completely different life. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about the sex. It's more than not the sex crimes be damned. It's like fuck R. Kelly for the sex crimes. Okay, saying that on a personal level, but it's the Ace of Wands here is saying that there are some sexual things that he didn't have to do, but it's also some marital commitments that he didn't have to make as well that are really destroying his legacy. But on the background, what we don't see is that he's paying a lot of money to older women to keep them quiet. And also, this is the ancestors card for me. This card always speaks about, I always hear from people's ancestors, and I'm hearing that his ancestors are they're not helping him they're just really helping him to just sustain psychologically. They're helping to just keep him in a bubble. They're just like, look, we're gonna keep you alive. Like that's enough right now. And I'm also hearing that like his ancestors they can't do anything to help him reaccumulate his wealth. It's like he has so much going on that his sexual appetite is so huge that it's literally blocking his ancestors from helping him with anything financially. But he's really hoping right now that there's going to be some public support, and that he's going to have some friends that reach out to him and support him. He's really hoping that women in his fan base continue supporting him, and he's hoping that through all the scrutiny that the women in his fan base will continue paying for his concerts and paying for his CDs and such. And he feels like that's gonna be his meal ticket. I see also like where I also see like where there are women by water, women that live near places of water, or women that may be overseas that are still interested in paying for his shows. I'm also seeing here where R. Kelly, the cards are basically saying that R. Kelly can't get back to where he needs to be, because his power is literally being sucked away, being sucked out of him. It's like where he is right now with what he has, it's like the karma that he's paying. He's literally paying a lot of karma. So it's like, yeah, he puts out good music, and keep it does keep a fan base going, but in order to, it's also like there are other things that he's done that are drawing scrutiny towards him, and rightfully so. And these things are I guess you can say pulling dragging his career down. It has its own gravitation. This karma has its own gravitational pull, so it's like, boom. They're saying that R. Kelly needs to correct himself. My spirits are saying that he needs to correct his behavior. They're saying that he's not. They're saying that his morality is crooked. And they're also saying that R. Kelly may need to take some hidden investments. It's like he may need to invest his money somewhere. It's like he needs to go, and he needs to look into having an offshore account, or he needs to invest his money into some stock, but he hasn't. It's like he doesn't have enough money to go around. He spent a lot of it, trying to sustain his lifestyle and sustain, I'll put it this way, a sex ring, but for neutral purposes, in order to sustain this lifestyle that he's built, where he has a lot of people around him, and he pays those people to do things for him, whether it's for sex, or it's for protection, or it's for just their company. He pays those people, but he has so much money going out, there's not enough going in, and his actions is like, that's where his finances are, and his actions are not meeting, his actions are not. Let's put it this way. The results of his actions are insufficient to meeting the demands of his ancestors right now. And I get the death card for his outcome, the star. So this is the end of his career. The card for the Wheel of Fortune. His good luck is over, and it's going to be because of young women that he's been having sex with, as indicated by the Princess of Wands. So there's his finances. They're pretty much saying that he's always going to be able to tour or do a concert, as long as he's out of jail. But he's not gonna he definitely doesn't have enough money to pay for these attorney fees and all. Well, actually, I need to ask that. Let's see. Does R. Kelly have enough money to pay for his attorney fees? R. Kelly is paying for these attorney fees. R. Kelly is paying. This attorney has been on retainer, and he's going to be able to pay for his attorney, but for right now, he's probably going to end up having to switch attorneys when the actual trials start. He's going to need someone that's going to go to bat for him a little bit harder. And I get that this is going to be like a sort of clout chasing attorney that may come out of nowhere. I'm saying that R. Kelly has just enough money to pay the attorney that he has based around his ability to tour. And my spirits are saying that's a wise decision, that he's making pretty wise decisions given what he's facing. He's like, and they're also like, he needs to just continue following the rules. They're like, pay for your attorney, make sure that your attorney releases positive public statements, wait until things have to be handled in court, wait until the tape has to be revealed, because you really don't know what it is at this time. It's Yeah, he has just enough. He has just enough to pay the attorney that he has right now. Okay, so now I want to know for R. Kelly, does no, it's not does. It's what was on his mind when he got arrested for these charges? Okay, R. Kelly had a lot on his mind when like, he had a lot on his mind. Okay, so I'm seeing here that he was the first thing he was thinking to himself was like, damn, like I gotta go to jail. He's like, what the fuck am I getting arrested for? He's like, this is out of the blue. He's like, damn, really? I'm going to jail but he kind of saw it coming. He kind of saw this coming. He kind of sort of knew that because it was like swirling around, in his camp. It was like, I think the Fed's coming after you. I think the Fed's coming after you. But at the same time, he's like, damn, I gotta go to jail, really? And so he's like, I gotta go, but he's also like, I gotta go to jail over some sex shit, man. This stuff happened so long ago. What are they talking about? And he's like, I'm gonna just go ahead and have to wrap this shit up. So when he got arrested, he's like, look, I'm gonna be okay. I'm going to be okay. He was just like, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to make sure that I got some protection. So when he got arrested, he was just trying to make sure that he was telling his boys, like, make sure that I'm set up on the inside and that nothing happens to me. But again, he's also like, damn, I got to go to jail. Like, I got to go to jail, but it's only like 2 days. It's only like 2 or 3 days. But he didn't understand why he was going to jail. But he felt like it had something to do with a young girl. He felt like it had something to do with a young girl, and this is on his mind. He's like, man, it's got to do with some little young girl. And he's like, but then he's sad about it as well, like very emotional. And he's feeling like he didn't do. He's like, this stuff is over. Like, y'all tried me on this before, and why are y'all like picking on me? He feels like he's being picked on at this time, and then he's saying to himself, like, how am I gonna get this money together? And what's his alibi? Because he doesn't really know. He didn't really even know. Like, when he found out he was being charged with so many crimes, and that they had a tape on him, he was like, well, I heard they had a tape, but what's being taped? What type of tape do you have? Like, I have all my tapes, and like nobody has those tapes. Like, he only has like maybe like 1-2 copies of like tapes. And he's disillusioned because he's not sure, like, he's not really sure what the feds have on him. And at the same time, when he got arrested, he's like, shit, like, he also started saying to himself, like, God, I'll just go ahead. He was saying, like, God, if you just get me out of this right now, I'll go ahead and just stop doing what I'm doing. I will go ahead and I will stop doing what I'm doing right now. I won't do it anymore, because clearly, like, he's like, I've told so much of the truth about it. Like, I've tried to tell people, I've said what I needed to say to people, but it seems like they want to keep on going on about it. And he's like, the wisest thing for me to do is to just do something new. The wisest thing for me to do is do something new, and I promise you, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it alone. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just stop. Because he's like, I'm not really, he's like, I'm just trying to live my life. I'm doing what I want to do in private. And, clearly other people have a problem with it, but this shouldn't, why am I going to jail right now? Why are people picking on me? He's very stubborn. So he was like, look, I'm not saying nothing, and can't nobody talk to me. Ain't nobody finna talk to me. I'm not speaking on anything. My lawyer is going to handle this because people have been trying to do this to me all my life, and I don't know why it is that they want to do this to me. But he's honestly, R. Kelly's also finna pay for some spiritual work as well. Okay, R. Kelly's gonna pay for some. He's also like, look, I'm gonna get. He's got somebody working. R. Kelly has a worker, a conjure worker, root worker, and they do some of that root. They do that old, like they do some old, with the bones magic. Like it might be Palo or something. I don't know, but they got he has a good ass conjure worker on his side. Okay. And that person makes a pretty penny, and he's gonna pay that person to try to settle some of these charges, or try to because I'm getting that R. Kelly is trying to make sure that this case just keeps getting pushed out. Like he's like, I just want this case to keep getting pushed out. I want this trial to happen like next year. So I get that he's going to try to do spiritual work around that. And then he was also thinking about how he was going to be able to get money together for his bail. That was the other thing. Whew. Wow. Okay, so with that being said, R. Kelly had a lot on his mind. So what do you all think? What do you all think R. Kelly had on his mind when he was getting arrested? Tell me in the comments. Also, do y'all think that Andrea Kelly had anything to do with any of this? What do you all think? Do you all think that Andrea Kelly knew? Did you all believe her in that Lifetime documentary? Just let me know in the comments. Okay, so I want to know what does R. Kelly want to happen to his court case as it develops? What does he want to happen in this court case right now? He wants it to play out in public. Like he wants two things. He's like, at best, I want this to play out in public and for people to see that I'm not guilty. And on the other hand, he wants for it to go ahead and he wants the all charges dropped, because he's like, this is interfering with my inability. He's like, this is interfering with my ability to just go about my day-to-day life. So I wouldn't be surprised that he also wants to try to countersue. He feels like this is causing him a lot of mental stress and strife, and he feels like it's interfering with his day-to-day activities. And he also feels like this is he's like, it's a lie. He's like, I feel like people are conspiring against me, and he has a paranoia around him right now. So he's trying not to be suspicious of anybody or anyone that's around him. But he wants this to go ahead and go away, because he's someone that wants to just trust everyone. He's someone that wants to trust everyone, and for him, he feels like he just needs to love everybody, give everyone a chance to just be themselves. And he feels like everybody that's around him should have a positive opinion of him. And because of all this is going on, he feels like he can't live his dream lifestyle. He also feels like he's trying to look for evidence to show that this may not be him, and he's trying to figure out what's the easiest way to get this thrown out. And he also is trying to figure out who the woman is that's on the tape, because he wants to get to her. He's like, look, I don't care what people say or what's going on, but I'm gonna handle this. He's like, he wants to see about this woman, and he wants her to have a difficult time trying to continue working with the Cook County Police Department. He wants to try to eliminate her because he feels like she's a problem in his in all of this, and he also feels like he's also just trying to pay. He's like, look, I just got to pay off these women. He's like, they just all want money. And he's also like, but they wanted me. He's like, there's a part. He's like, they knew who I was, and they wanted to. He's like, they knew who I was. They got me with me real quick, and they wanted sex. They wanted money. They got what they wanted. So why is this a problem? I didn't force myself on anybody. That's what he's saying to himself. I didn't force myself onto anybody, and I provided them with the lifestyle. So he wants that to be overemphasized, and for the the court to understand that. And he's also hoping that some of the younger women that are with him that come forward will say like that he's a good person. He's hoping that those younger women are going to further that he's hoping that the young women that are still dealing with him are willing to say that he's a good person, to say that he provides a safe living environment, that he's a generous man, he's God-fearing, that he has a really big heart, and that these women but he's also very valuable, and because he's so valuable, a lot of women try to prey on him and lie on him to get his money. And so he's hoping that can come about as well. And he's really hoping that he can be victorious because he needs to keep his money. I see him going bankrupt, and I see things fading to black as far as his money goes with this case. And he's like, he's like, if I lose this, it's going to be because I don't have the money to pay for it, not because I did this. Okay. All right. So we're going to reshuffle, and we're going to answer more questions about R. Kelly.
So fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. 'Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the sky.